All right, let's talk about something huge. Indonesia is offering land use rights for 190 years in Nusantara, the new capital city. That sounds like a crazy long time, right? But here's the big question. Is this a smart move to attract investors, or could it lead to trouble down the road? Let's dig into what's really going on here. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's break down what HGU is. It stands for Hak Guna Usaha, or land use rights. Basically, this means the government lets people or companies use state-owned land for specific purposes, like farming, building infrastructure, or running businesses. It's like leasing land, but with extra layers of regulation. Usually in Indonesia, HGU is granted for 35 years, and you can extend it for another 25 years. But in Nusantara, they're doing something completely different. Now, under this new policy, you can get HGU for 95 years upfront, and if you meet certain conditions, you can renew it for another 95 years. Yeah, that's 190 years of land use. So, how does this actually work? Here's the deal. If you're an investor and you want to secure land in Nusantara, you can start with a 95-year term. Now, if everything's going well, you're using the land properly, following regulations, and sticking to the agreed purpose, you can apply for another 95 years after the first term ends. And it's not like you get this land and the government forgets about it. Nope. Every 5 years, the Nusantara Capital City Authority will check in and make sure you're holding up your end of the deal. They'll look at things like whether the land is actually being used, if it fits with the city's plans, and whether you're meeting all the qualifications as an investor. Oh, and this applies to buildings too. They've got something called HGB, or Building Use Rights, which works the same way. You can use the land for 80 years initially, and if you're still in good standing, you can extend it for another 80 years. So why such a bold move? It's all about making Nusantara irresistible to investors. Think about it. Who wouldn't want to build a long-term project when you know your land is secure for almost 2 centuries? The government is betting that this level of certainty will encourage companies to invest in big things like housing, transportation, and public facilities. And honestly, they need this to work. Building a brand new capital city isn't cheap. It requires tons of cash and massive infrastructure projects. By offering long-term land rights, the government is telling investors, hey, we're serious about this. You've got the green light to plan big. But wait, is this too much? Here's where things get a little tricky. Not everyone is thrilled about the idea of giving away land use rights for so long. Some critics are saying this could tie the hands of future governments. I mean, what if things change in 50 or 100 years and they need to adapt? There's also the question of who really benefits. Sure, big companies might love this, but will it actually improve the lives of locals? Will small businesses and communities get a slice of the pie, or is this just paving the way for big corporations to dominate? In the end, is this policy a bold step forward or a risky gamble? That's for you to decide. On one hand, it's an exciting opportunity to attract investors and build something incredible. On the other, it raises a lot of questions about long-term consequences and who really wins in the end. If you're an investor thinking about jumping into this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, Bizindo has your back. From navigating the regulations to setting up your projects, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Visit us at www.bizindo.com to get started on your journey in Nusantara. What's your take on this? Is this the right move for Indonesia, or does it need more balance? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. See you in the next video.